Hey guys, welcome back to The Bright Side. Macy here, The Bright Side Girl, and today is the start of my Mermaid Marathon reading vlog for week 1. So happy Mermaid Marathon day 1. This is my mermaid, pirate, summer, ocean themed readathon. It is the biggest readathon I host every year. I am so excited to get started. We went a little bit longer of a break than we normally do. We normally do this over 4th of July, but I decided to do it after, and I'm so glad I did that. Gave me more time to prep and prepare and do recommendation videos and all that kind of fun stuff. I will link the announcement video for the readathon in case you guys want to go and check it out. There might be a couple days left in which you can join in if I can get this video up on time. It is 8 a.m. on Monday morning. Mondays are the only days that I don't work from home usually, so I'm getting ready to head out the door, but thankfully I am able to do audiobooks while I work because I do a lot of things with my hands, and I should be able to get a nice chunk of an audiobook done today. But my TBR plans for this readathon are I am exclusively reading new releases. Go into that a little bit more when I have some more time to chat with you. I will link my Mermaid Marathon TBR if you want to go see all of the new releases that I plan on reading, as well as my mermaid book new release video where I talk about a bunch of books like this. There are just so many mermaid, pirate, island themed books that came out this year. I decided to do exclusively those for the readathon. I am not sure what audiobook I'm picking today because I'm doing the new release thing. Almost all my audiobooks and physical books are a little bit longer than what I would normally pick for a readathon. So we're gonna just do our best. We've got a lot going on this month. I'm not sure which one I'm starting today. I'm gonna listen to some of the audios and see kind of what I'm in the mood for. I have 4 pirate books to choose from and I think 6 mermaid for audiobook wise, and then I have a couple of physical reads already planned out that I'll do later. I'm leaning towards Night Weaver. This is a new pirate romantasy. I'm not sure if this is young adult or not. I am a little bit worried it's going to be way too spicy for me, but we're going to check it out. I got this like exclusive edition from Target and it is so freaking beautiful, so hopefully we love it. It's the first in a duology, so I'll definitely be reading this for the readathon at some point. I'm just not sure if I'm starting this today or not. I'll not have a lot of extra footage for you today. We have a shorter work day today because summertime things kind of slow down a little bit. So I'm hoping to get some swimming and reading done today, as well as it is the premiere for Bachelor in Paradise, and we didn't get one last year, so I'm really excited about this. This is the like Love Island version of The Bachelor, where they take a bunch of contestants from both shows and put them on a beach and they all date. I'm really excited about it. I love reality TV. We'll get into that more a little bit later, but I'm gonna hang out and watch it with my sister tonight, so I probably won't be home until super late because it should be a 2-hour premiere. So I don't know how much reading we're gonna get done this first day, but I'm gonna do my best to check in and read an audiobook and have a really good first day of the readathon. So I have my little mermaid skeleton necklace on because we're officially in summerween as well. We're just gonna head out and I'm gonna start my audiobook. See you soon. Hey guys. All right, it's 2 o'clock. I'm at my parents' now. I'm done with work for today. I am in their orchard. I'm gonna go pick some lemons and some grapefruits. I'm listening to Night Weaver. I'm about a fourth, maybe a little over way through it. I'm really liking it. Like, it is really good. If you like Fable, Daughter of the Pirate King, it's got those elements, but very unique magic system and world that I'll talk to you about a little bit later. So I'm gonna go swimming, I'm gonna do some exercise over here, and then we're gonna watch Bachelor in Paradise, which apparently is a 3-hour premiere, so I don't think I'll be home until like 10 or 10:30, but I wanted to give you a little update for now. So far going good. I've got some graphic novels as well that I'm gonna try to read by the pool today. am home. It's 7 p.m. We actually decided to not watch the premiere of Bachelor in Paradise tonight. We're gonna watch it tomorrow after we do our little excursion. I have to go back to my parents tomorrow anyway, and this way we won't have to watch the commercials. We'll just watch it on Hulu. So I'm home a little early, which is good news for readathon stuff. I just finished sharing everybody's posts. There are so many people participating. It's very exciting. So I did listen to some of my audiobook. I'll talk to you about in a second. But while I was swimming today, I started Atana and the Jade Mermaid. This is a graphic novel. I got halfway through it. This is the second in the series. I haven't really read a ton of series of graphic novels. I don't know if it's going to spoil the first one or not. I like it enough that I am going to get the first one. There's like this mermaid that has powers, like water powers, and they're on land instead of being in the sea, and then there's like a whole bunch of magic. It's like really hard to explain, but I am really liking it. It's super cute. And then I'm almost halfway into Nightweaver. So this is young adult. I found out it's the first in a duology. This one is really good. It is definitely giving me those Fable, Daughter of the Pirate King, Compass and Blade vibes. However, it's totally its own thing too. This has a very thoroughly built magic system and world and like monsters and bad guys. So it has its own like fantasy style and is not quite as like loose and light as those other books. So there are these night weavers in this world. 600 years ago, they were left like unchecked and it put humanity in danger. They're like these powerful creatures. And so we like set out to the ocean to like protect ourselves in these like exclusive little islands. And we're following Aster. She's part of a pirate family. So then Aster's brother is killed in an epic battle with the night weavers and forces her and her family to try and survive on land instead of at sea. Then Aster meets this night weaver named Will who offers her protection in his opulent estate, but Aster is suspicious. She thinks of him as an arrogant, entitled. She has always known that night weavers are dangerous, so they're kind of like wizard type creatures. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest, but I'm really liking this book. It's got a nice little like enemies to lovers romance going on, and there's like royalty and different kinds of elemental magic and the pirates, and I'm just really having a great time with it. So I'm almost halfway through, so we're going good so far. I am going to start physically reading something later tonight. However, right now to go into the garden and harvest some things for today. I'm doing this new thing called chaos gardening, and it is working really well, and I'm bringing in so much food every single day, like tomatoes and cucumbers and green beans and zucchinis, and it's going really well. But I have to go and harvest like every single day to make sure everything gets like eaten on time and all that stuff. I'm gonna go do that. I'm gonna chill and watch the newest episode of Love Island because that's a new obsession that has started with me. And then at some point I'm gonna physically read. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. This is just from tonight. It's going so good. Good morning. Happy Mermaid Marathon, day 2. looking a little rough this morning because it is 6 a.m. on Tuesday morning and I'm going very minimal with my face makeup today because I'm headed back to my parents today and we are headed to Disney to have a little spa day. My sister is getting married next month, and as like a little wedding present for the three of us, my mom, my sister, and I are gonna go get massages at one of the Disney spas, which is such an amazing experience. We did it one time for Christmas and it's just so fabulous. So I'm headed to my parents today and we're gonna go up and we're gonna do that. We're gonna have lunch and we're gonna do a little bit of shopping. Then I'm gonna ride back with them to their house, watch Bachelor in Paradise, and then come home. So I'm gonna be gone most of the day. I don't think I'm gonna get almost any audiobooking time done. I am going to try to finish my graphic novel at least for today and hopefully start my physical read tonight. After these 2 days, it should be a little bit less crazy and I'll have like some better reading and chats with you guys. We just kind of had things crammed back to back with the holiday and work and all that kind of stuff. I got ahead on a lot of my work things that I can in advance, so I have things that I have to do every day, but I don't have as much as I normally do during the readathon, so that's really exciting. That is the plans for today, so I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna film as much as I can for you guys. Hopefully check in with you later this evening. All right, giving you a tour of my entertainment center where I keep my TBRs for the readathon, and we do like a little display for summer before I leave today. So we are only reading new releases, so these are all the new releases that I've got for the readathon, including a graphic novel. This is my mermaid side, and I have one more coming. I've got my little mermaid statue, I have my mermaid candle. I need to find one of these little book faces that's mermaidy. Then we have our little pirate section with my Mickey Halloween pirate ship. And then these are all of the books I have for the pirate categories. These two are treasure hunting, but I do not believe they are actual pirates. They just have the treasure hunting like ocean elements. I don't know if there's pirates in this one either, but it's for the treasures that I have picked for that one. So hopefully we do great. Hey guys, happy Mermaid Marathon day 3. All right, I am here. I feel like we are officially starting the readathon now. I was gone most of the day on Monday, all of the day yesterday, like until 9:30 at night. And so I did not get any reading done at all yesterday. I feel bad about it because we lost a day, but we're gonna try to make up for it. Yesterday we had the best time at the spa. If you can ever make it work, the Disney spas are top notch. They're just so fabulous. There's like a eucalyptus steam room that you can go in before and after your massage. Massage was great. I got a deep tissue and they use a lot of like elbows, and I told her the pressure was good even though it was kind of intense because I like to like get all the knots out. And she did one part with like a double elbow thing and I was like practically biting my lip. And then she goes, huh, wow, you're really tough. So I was like, oh, okay, that was intense. Got it. So I thought that was kind of fun. And then we just did some shopping and we had some lunch and we had a really good day. So it's 1 p.m. on Wednesday. I have just been cleaning and doing some regular work and kind of resetting for the week. I have not listened to any more of my audiobook, but I did start Break Wide the Sea by Sarah Holland. This is a digital ARC that I got via NetGalley, and all I knew was it was by Sarah Holland, and I really loved her Everlist. It's one of my favorite, most like underrated duologies. And then it was about like magical whales and monstrous sea creatures. I requested it. It doesn't come out till November, but I got it in time for the readathon, so I'm really excited for that. I'm reading this one digitally. I'm not sure how many pages into it I am because when you get ARCs, like the pages are kind of messed up on Kindle. Like it says I'm on like page 4,000, but I know I'm like 12% into it. So we're gonna go by percentages. I'm gonna read a little bit more of it later. I also had all of the challenges figured out, which we'll slowly talk about as we continue to read. We have 10 reading challenges for mermaids and 10 for pirates. We call them treasures that you can earn and put on your blank treasure earning page. However, via Storygraph, which is an app where you can track your reading stats and you can host like reading challenges and things, I was able to combine them to reduce it down to 12. When it was like a fin on the cover, I did fin on the cover / weapon on the cover. So the pirates or the mermaids can choose, or you can combine if you want to. So there are 12 challenges in total. 5 of them are considered the priority challenges and the rest are considered bonus bonuses. If you're on Storygraph, you know what this means. It just means that it completely colors in the circle for you and says you've completed the readathon if you hit the regular challenges versus the bonus challenges. So I've got a whole system. I went through and I figured out every single book that fit for every single challenge. Only one I didn't have one for was the Selkie challenge because I didn't make it a combo and I should have. But I found out there is a new release Selkie book by Natalie Grunder coming out in August. So I requested the ARC on NetGalley. I did not think that I would get it in time or at all. My NetGalley percentage is not very high right now because I have too many ARCs that I need to finish, and every time you finish one, your like percentage of feedback goes up. But sometimes they won't give them to you if your feedback's not high. So I plan on doing that ARC next week, hopefully, as well. And then we can hit like every challenge. Fingers crossed. We may have to double up at some point. I'll keep you guys updated. So today, I'm just going to continue to clean. I'm doing a lot with my garden veggies today. I have so much zucchini and tomatoes and cucumbers especially, and plums right now. And so I'm doing things to use them or making things to freeze, like spaghetti sauce that I freeze and jam that I freeze. So we're doing a lot of that today. But for now, I'm gonna go take Ledge on a walk down by the beach so we can get some good mermaidy content in today while I listen to Night Weaver, and then we'll come back and continue doing our errands and our chores. It's also kind of the hot part of the day, so we're gonna get out of the house and go to a cooler part. By the beach is a lot cooler, get our walk exercise in, and then we'll come back and do the rest of our errands. So that is the plan. I'm gonna listen to my audiobook and I'll just take you guys with me.
Tonight's harvest. I mean, incredible.
Hey guys, happy Mermaid Marathon day 4. Haven't done much checking in for the readathon yet. I haven't done a lot of fun activities or things. It's still going well overall, but we will try to do better with the vlog and the reading and all that stuff starting now. It is 3 o'clock on Thursday. I just got out of the shower. I'm getting ready to leave. I'm meeting a friend for dinner. Jeff might be coming with us, and I'm gonna go Halloween shopping. So Halloween has already hit stores, most stores honestly, like Home Goods and TJ Maxx and Michael's. I'm gonna hit a couple places before I meet her for dinner. There's a couple Disney things that I have my eye on. I'm a big Halloween girly, so it kind of butts into summer a little bit, but I'm here to give you some reading updates. So I finished Night Weaver last night. Not the best finishing a book 3 days into a readathon, but you know what? It was a little bit longer. I was gone all day on Tuesday, and that's just how it was. So the good news is that I really enjoyed this a lot. It is definitely young adult. It is definitely the first in a duology. I really liked the magic system, the lore, the monsters, the backgrounds on the characters. This was like a solid high fantasy world. I would say that it leans more like high fantasy romantasy than it does piratey. They are pirates, they do talk about it a lot, but there is not a ton of like them being on boats in the ocean, traveling on the boat, fighting in that way and stuff like that. It still works if you like piratey reads, but I would say this leans more as like a romantasy fantasy with a solid world and a very unique magic system. So I'm so excited that I really liked it, and I'm gonna give this one a 4.25. The second book also comes out this year, so I'll be checking that out a little bit later. Then I have excellent news. I am one of the chosen ones, and I have won a Goodreads giveaway. I enter their giveaways at least once a month, and there are several giveaways. I've been doing it for years, and I finally won one, and it's the perfect one that I could have won. So I won an ARC of Break Wide the Sea, which is my current read as well. I got an ARC of this as NetGalley also. This was one of my most anticipated books of the year. The timing was perfect. This came yesterday, so just in time for the readathon, just in time for me to take some beautiful pictures of this beautiful cover, like so pretty. So I read this one yesterday while I was getting some sunshine on my hammock. I got 12% in. Now I'll actually know like how far I am in. And I'm also loving this one. These two actually have slightly similar vibes because this one has a lot to do with like sailing and ships, not necessarily pirates, but there are fin folk in here. There are different types of monsters. There's magical whales, and there's going to be like a slow burn, I think, enemies to lovers romance. I believe this is young adult as well, first in the duology, which I did not know. I really love Sarah Holland's writing style. I only read 12% and I am like highly invested, so I am excited to read more. And then I have not picked out my next audiobook yet. I'm going to do that on the drive to go meet my friend, hoping to get at least 2 hours of the audiobook in today and then a bigger chunk tomorrow. I had a lot of work today where I couldn't listen to my audios, and I was catching up on a couple podcasts and some phone calls and things, but we'll catch up. We'll do good. So on Storygraph, I am using this one for the weapon on the cover. It's waves/weapon on the cover. So that is the treasure that I have earned for this one. I'm gonna try to just hit all of the Storygraph ones first, and then at the end we'll see if I hit them all individually, if that makes sense, because there are 12 prompts on Storygraph combining a couple of the treasures. There are 10 separate mermaid and 10 separate pirate if you're going by like my actual graph. Hopefully that makes sense. So we're definitely going to hit the Storygraph ones first so I can complete that, and then see if I just happen to hit the other challenges with like combining everything. We'll go over in detail a little later. All right, so I think that's it. I'm just gonna take you shopping. We're gonna go to TJ Maxx, we're gonna go to Home Goods, and maybe a couple other places depending on how much time I have. And then we're gonna go to dinner with my friend somewhere called the Coastal Kitchen, so we'll still be on theme. And yeah, that is the plans for today. So I'll just take you with me. Hey guys, happy Mermaid Marathon day 5. I am checking in from the future here because I lost the clip for today of me chatting with you, so I'm going to do my best to kind of recreate it. On Thursday evening, I drove up, picked up Jeff from work, did a little quick walk to the beach, went out to a really neat restaurant with him and my friend called the Coastal Kitchen. We got some clam chowder and some like sea-themed food, and it was like perfect for the readathon. We had a really great time. And then this morning I went and drove him back to work, and I went to the beach closer to where he works, got some more book photos. I found the best place to take a picture of one of the readathon books, which you'll see coming up on the Instagram posts. Really excited for it because I needed like an underwater thing, and I found something really cool. I had such a good time being at the beach. Like as soon as I like step near the ocean, I feel like the stuff I'm worried about just kind of melts off my shoulders. So that was really, really fun. So at this point in the readathon, I am not doing the best with reading or audiobooking. However, that night I did finish Atana and the Jade Mermaid. This is a young adult graphic novel and I really enjoyed it. It's really cute. It's magical. It has so much going on. It is the second in a series, so I'm not entirely sure if you have to read the first one, but I still enjoyed this one. The first one was not mermaidy, which is why I picked this one, and I wanted to use this one for the mermaid in the title treasure. So I did get one book down at this point, and then I started Sea Change by Susan Fletcher. So this one is like a dystopian Little Mermaid retelling. Turtle is scavenging a drowned town when she saves a stranger's life. There's something special about Kai, an attraction she'd never felt before. But Turtle can never truly be with Kai because Kai is normal and Turtle is one of the mer kids whose genes are illegally hacked before birth and who now have working gills as lungs. She lives on an old cruise ship with other mer in order to survive and be close to the water that she needs. Yet she sneaks away and lies to her friends to spend more time on land with Kai. When scientists come up with a way for the mer to surrender their gills and live as normals, Turtle faces a terrible choice. Turtle loves her life with her mer friends, but she desperately misses her family, and then there's Kai. So we've just got like a different take on the Little Mermaid retelling, so that is what I started during this point of the readathon. I also got 75 pages into my physical read, having the best time with it. You'll hear more as we continue on. Then for the next part of this day, I just went to the garden and I showed you guys a couple things. So that is all for this day, and I will see you again with a normal timeline tomorrow. So this right here is the last monarch pod. I planted some milkweed and it's a whole saga that I'll tell you guys about, but I have been eyeing this one pod. It's been about a week. You can see like the butterfly actually inside of it already formed, so he'll be coming out soon and I'm really excited. Tonight's harvest.
Quite the messy harvest tonight.
Hey guys, happy Mermaid Marathon day 6. I'm coming at you at 5 p.m. very disheveled because I spent almost 3 hours doing some gardening and we've been gone like all day. So I'm a little worn out. Today we went to a crop swap that I had in the morning. I have this vegetable trading group that meets up. Everybody brings like their leftover like plants and vegetables and we all kind of trade things. I got a bunch of apples today, which was really exciting. And then we got some coffee and then Jeff and I went for a walk on the beach. Extremely busy at our local beach because it's peak like vacation summertime, and our local beach here has just been getting more and more popular. They've been adding more like hotels and things to kind of make it nicer, so it's very popular right now. I actually usually try to avoid like true beach days until mid-August when kids start going back to school, both here and everywhere else, so that there's less vacation people, less locals even, and people kind of get out of the summer mode. But we really pick up in the heat around August through like almost through October. But we try to get in some walks and like still enjoy it because I feel so lucky that we were able to do that. Came home, had some lunch, and just did non-stop gardening. Lots of things. That's what you all saw earlier. So I started Sea Change. I'm not sure if I told you that yesterday, by Susan Fletcher. So I have about 2 hours left on audiobook. I was really liking it at first, even though it has a really like young YA vibe about it, at least the way the narrator is narrating it. It definitely feels on the younger side, so just kind of keep in mind. Now I'm a little bit getting bored with it. There's some things happening, but not like a ton of things. Not as much about like the science and the mer kids and things as I was wanting. There's not very much to do with like the actual water. There's a lot more to do with politics, as far as people not accepting the mer kids and not wanting to have relationships with the mer kids, and the fact that this procedure that they did to give them gills and things is banned. It definitely has similarities with some things happening in modern society, and unfortunately those are just usually not my favorite. I kind of like to just go on like a magical adventure or like fight dragons or do something a little less realistic. And there are merkids in here and they have gills and things, but there's just not a lot to do with like the ocean and the boats and swimming and treasure hunting and like all those vibes that I love for Mermaid Marathon. It's just got a little bit more of a modern vibe to it. So not hating it, I'm not loving it. So I took a break and I switched over to Once Upon a Starlit Tide. I thought this might have been a mistake. This is my longest audiobook, coming in at 15 hours. However, it is exactly like the mermaid book that I want. This is like historical fiction fantasy. It is so magical, so lovely, so romantic, so feisty. Okay, so in this one we are in St. Malo, Brittany, France in 1758. Lucine Lyon is the youngest daughter of a wealthy French ship owner. The high walls of St. Malo are more hindrance than haven. While her sisters are interested in securing advantageous marriages, Luce dreams of escaping her elegant but stifling home and joining a ship's crew. Samuel, Luce's best friend and an English smuggler, understands her longing for the sea, secretly teaching her to sail whenever she can sneak away. For Luce, the stolen time on the water with Samuel is precious. But on a stormy night, Luce's plans are blown off course when she rescues Morgan de Chantelane, the youngest son of the most powerful ship owner in St. Malo, from the sea. Immediately drawn to his charm and sense of adventure, she longs to attend the glittering ball held in honor of his safe return and begins to contemplate a different kind of future for herself. It has a lot to do with like societal standards and her being different than other girls and wanting to like be a sailor and not learn to sew and wear dresses and just kind of breaking out of those societal norms. However, there is fae in here. There's of course mermaids, there's magic, there are all these like myths and lore around sea creatures and sea witches, and I am just really loving it. It has those like historical romance vibes as well that I really love. So I have a feeling this is going to be possibly a 5-star because I'm just loving the writing style. It reads a little bit like a historical fiction fantasy fairy tale. Thrilled with it. I was hoping I would love this one and I really am. And I'm already 5 hours in because I listen at double speed on audio. So I only have 10 hours to go. I don't think I'll be able to finish it by tomorrow, but we'll see. I am so excited, thrilled that my sister got me this beautiful edition because I have a feeling it's going to be a new fave. I will still finish this at some point as well. And then I have not physically read anymore, but we're going to sign off here. I am going to go to sleep early because tomorrow Jeff and I are getting up at 5 in the morning to go to San Diego to look at tide pools. The low tide tomorrow, like the really, really low tide, is at like 5:50. So we're gonna go and we're gonna walk the beach just barely at sunset and see some tide pools. We're gonna go to this restaurant that is doing an under the sea theme with my family for breakfast. So it's gonna be such a fun day. I'm really excited. We're gonna be tired, but we're gonna have a great time. So things are going better now. I feel like I'm getting a little bit more ahead on the reading. I don't feel quite so behind. I'm gonna do some physical reading tonight as well, and I'll just check in with you guys tomorrow. Good morning. Happy Mermaid Marathon day 7. We are a little bit late this morning, so it is 6 a.m. We are about half an hour from our destination. We were hoping to be there half an hour ago, but you know, we did our best. So we are headed to go look at tide pools and then go to breakfast today. So I've got a bag of books in the back for taking pictures. I have my physical book and I have a graphic novel because we've got about a 45-minute drive both ways. So hopefully I can get some nice reading done. I even brought my headphones just in case. But we're gonna have a good like mermaidy day today, and I'll check in with you guys a little bit later.
All I
Monday morning. I did not get a chance to check in yesterday. We had the best time looking at tide pools. We got there close to 6 a.m., which thankfully was still plenty of time. They were extra low that day. If you get the opportunity to see the tide pools in La Jolla, California, I would highly recommend it. Just look up the tide charts and it will show you like how low the tides are. I think yesterday it was like -6 that we went, which is a pretty extreme low tide, but it's so fun. There were like crabs and barnacles and sea urchins, no starfish and no octopus. Like I have seen starfish and octopus in Laguna Beach, California, at low tide, which is really cool. Like a small little octopus, which is always extra exciting, but had the best time. I took the coolest photos. We went and had an under the sea themed breakfast with my family, and then Jeff took me in Home Goods, and then we came home. I kind of crashed for a little bit and like read at my book and like lay down on the hammock. But then I got some energy and I started doing all my house things like cleaning and gardening and all that kind of stuff, and I just was like really tired by the end of the day. We watched the Love Island finale last night and I cried because it was so good. I've been watching Love Island for the first time and having the absolute best time with it. I tried it last year and I wasn't used to the format or the style because it's a lot like sexier and more intense than The Bachelor, which I normally watch, but you just kind of have to get used to the difference. And what's really cool about Love Island is that it is on while you're watching it. So when you're watching an episode, you are no more than like 36 hours behind. So you can't look up and see if couples are together or anything because they're literally still filming in Fiji. And you can vote on things and on 5 days a week, which seemed like a lot. I was looking forward to it every time it was on and just having like the best time, and it just got me in like the summer Fiji romance vibes, and the finale was so good. I'm really sad that it's over because I just enjoyed it so much that I went back and watched season 6, which top tier television, like so good. Okay, so that was yesterday. So I'll give you guys full reading updates in next week's vlog before we start on Monday morning. But I'm still reading this, and I'm still reading this. I'm still loving both. These are the treasures that I have earned. I'm trying to hit as many as I can individually before I start combining them. So I've only put 3 on here so far total. These are the books that I finished for the week. One of the worst finishing weeks that I have had for a readathon. However, we are very close to finishing 2 more. And with everything I had going on this week, that's totally fine. So anyway, I will see you guys very soon in the next reading vlog. Hit me up with a mermaid emoji if you made it this far and you are participating in the readathon or not participating. Stay tuned for the next reading vlog as well as a full reading wrap up when I finish everything, and I'll see you guys next time on the bright side.